Hello, everyone. Good night, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. My name is Tanisha, and this tonight is the first episode of Getting Over the Hump. Why did you quit your full-time job? And on today's episode is the first episode, and on today's episode, I have the amazing Albertha, and she's from all the way in Australia, and she's here to share her story with us on why she decided to leave the security. Let me put it in quotes, the security of a 9 to 5 job to dominate the online space. So join us. Alberta, please introduce yourself and let us get a conversation started.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi from Melbourne, Australia. My name is Alberta. I am a mom. I'm also a wife, and I am a proud digital business owner. I run this business full time now from home, from the comfort of my home, and I'm also a coach. So I'm delighted that this amazing sister is, wanting me to share my story with you all. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. And thank you for accepting the invitation. I am a newbie at this thing. I am fully now a month in my online business full
Wow.
time, right? And being a part of the community and just seeing everyone said, I quit my job, I'm a job quitter, is
Yeah,
exciting,
it
and
is.
as an you're right, but then there's some fear, like, oh my God, the salary, we're so used to it, we expect our salary from our 9 to 5. But I found that in order for your business to really go to the length and the breadth that it you desire to go, you need to spend the time doing it. So,
Yeah.
Alberta, thank you so much for introducing yourself. But I have some questions here. How long has it been since you've joined our online business community?
Thank you. Thank you for that important questions. So I joined in 2020,
Oh, nice.
um, yeah, 4 years ago. And I'm so grateful that I didn't let the opportunity slip by when I saw it on Facebook on my news feed saying, be your own boss. And that's exactly what I wanted to be when I saw this young girl in Sydney, Australia with an ad. I
Mhm.
thought, what is she doing? I want to be my own boss as well. And that's the ad that has attracted me to starting my own business.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what were you doing before? What was your job before this online business?
Thank you. So I have an accounting background. I am from a
Like
corporate.
myself?
Well, yes. Wow. Okay. And then I moved to nursing, and yeah, I was doing nursing at the time. I, decided to quit because so many reasons that I can share as well. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Awesome, awesome. So you mentioned about you saw this ad and you're like, I want to be my own boss as well. And she's from also Australia, so there's a level of, familiarity there. And this is a global business. I am here in Canada and I'm doing this interview with you all the way on the other side of the world. So what were some of your reasons? You mentioned that, background in accounting and then in nursing, but what was that deciding factor that made you say, yes, I want to take this on?
Thank you. So, when we grow up, our parents tell us that study hard, work hard, and get a new job and live a happy life. But I've tried that. So I've done counting. I wasn't satisfied because I was repeating the same thing every day. It didn't challenge me that much. The only thing we get stressed about is balancing, a balance sheet during or profit and loss during the end of month. And that's a very, very stressful moment, especially trying to, look for, hey, why is it not reconciling? These are the stress. And sometimes I used to stay up late until, 12, 1, just to find,
Mhm.
the issue. to balance up. So it took my time away from family and also my safety as well. Getting back home at that time wasn't, and then sleeping a short period of time again and coming back at 8 a.m. in the morning. That wasn't something would want to repeat,
Yeah.
all my life. And then I went to do nursing. Nursing, my drive was I wanted to have another additional child because I had two boys at that time, and Australia is very, very expensive if
Mm,
you decide to have another child. So I was looking for shift work where I could balance up my time and my baby. And while I was doing nursing, I got pregnant.
mhm.
And that is when I decided I am going to enjoy this baby and motherhood, and I'm going to look after him myself. I
Yeah.
have to leave work, take care of him, and enjoy motherhood because motherhood is a gift that
Yes.
God gave us. So why just let it slip like that? Because the other two, I realized I was focusing on career and I didn't really have those
Mhm,
moments with them. So from the experience from the two big ones, I've got a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old, and I
mhm.
have a 6-year-old. So that made me think, okay, I'll leave work, enjoy motherhood. While I was enjoying it at home with a newborn, the struggle was real.
Yes.
Bills started piling up because I was cutting out another source of income in our family unit. And my
Mhm.
husband was trying his best
Yeah.
to, pay up our bills, but we were behind. And that is when I said, hey, I can't just sit here and wait for my husband and keep struggling. I have to look for something. What are other mothers on maternity leave doing around the world? So I started searching, and I
Yeah.
searched, I was praying really hard. I searched on Google, on YouTube. I didn't find this business. One night when I was sitting on the couch, this news feed comes on my Facebook, and hey, hang on, what is she doing? So at that time, my drive was I'm on maternity leave and I don't have a source of income to help and support my husband. That is when
Yeah.
I searched, and my why has really changed because now my son is going to school now. But the great thing is I've
Wow.
achieved looking after him from day one until seeing him
Yes.
through still today.
Wow, that's so awesome. And you know what? I can relate to your story because it was a sister at my church. She passed now, 2 years now, and she introduced me to this business while I was on maternity leave, right? And in Canada, your work, your salary is slashed by 45%. And I
Yeah,
was married at the time, and then a lot of people's relationship, most of the relationship ended during the pandemic, and there I was with a newborn baby. The marriage was unraveling, and I felt so hopeless, so lost. And I went to church, of course, because where do we find hope but in the
yeah,
presence of God and His children,
in
right?
God,
And
yeah,
then she came to me and she said, Sis, I have this amazing business. I know you'll do it and you'll do well. What did I have to lose, Albertha? I had nothing to lose because
yeah,
everything else seemed like it was bursting at the seams. And I came in, I watched it, and I heard a lady share her story about, she's been with this company from the onset, from the owner took over and they grew it together. And she was about in her 20s, and now she's in her 60s. So 40 years at a company, and then the owner decided to sell the company, and then younger people came to buy it, and they said, okay, we expect you to buck up, we expect you to work extra overtime, if not you gotta go.
wow,
And she said, for 40 years I stayed in this company and helped build it, and they're tossing me out. And when I heard that story, it really came back home to me that, listen, you have to build something for yourself. You can no longer build someone else's dream. And
yeah.
that was the push I needed, Alberta, to start this online business. So I totally get it. But thank you so much for sharing your story. I wanted to know what were your biggest fears before taking the leap and how did you overcome them? Because people said online, oh, online business, what is that? Is it an MLM? You know what they do, you
Yeah,
know? So, what was your biggest fears?
yeah. The biggest fear was it legitimate?
Mm,
Um, and from past experience, I have seen things people have done online and they've been scammed.
mm-hmm,
So I had to really dig deep and, ask my now coach, my amazing coach, hey, what do you do? And she said, you can go and watch the free webinar. And so I went to watch the free webinar. I didn't understand anything.
mm-hmm,
So I was skeptical, though. But when I went to watch, I watched 4 different webinars, and people were speaking like stay-at-home moms like me at that time was
yes.
speaking reality. And I thought, hey, if they can bring home their husband from work and quit their
Yes.
job, what am I doing here? I should check it out. And two, this girl is in Australia, and Australia,
Mm-hmm,
is a place where you can't do any scamming stuff. So I actually asked her, is this legit? And she said, yes, this is
mm-hmm.
legitimate. I am paying my taxes. I thought, wow, let me dig deeper. And so I paid
Yes.
my registration. And I was like amazed after I paid my one time registration. I was like, hang on, how come I didn't know about this business? It has been there for more than 50, like now more than 50 years. How
Yes.
come?
Yes.
Yeah. And I just took that leap of faith.
Wow. You know what? That's so good that you said that because I too was skeptical. And I said it's good to be skeptical. Let's be honest. If you're not skeptical, I'll be wondering, you're too trusting, you know. But by you being skeptical, it shows that's our first innate response, right? Scientists have proven that we are pessimistic at nature. We
Yeah.
don't automatically go to the positive side. But I
And
say to people all the time, you're pessimist or you're skeptical, but be skeptical and watch the webinar. You
yeah,
have nothing to lose. It's totally
no,
free.
yeah,
So I want to switch gears a little bit before I come back to the next question. You paid the one-time fee, the risk-free 30 days trial of $149.
yeah.
Tell the people that's watching what you get with that 149.
Thank you. Thank you. So when I was told that I get a 30 days money back guarantee, I was like, what do I have to lose? I have to check it out. What is it? And guess what? When I paid my 149, I didn't want to get my refund after I was like added to this private community, and then I had access to all the information. I was like, no, I don't want to get my registration fee back. I want to do my coaching call straight away.
Yes. Okay. So thank you for that. Your husband, because a lot of people when they started, their husbands were skeptical. So tell me, Albertha, was he, honey, go ahead or honey, back away from that thing? What did he say? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
That's a really good question. It was thumbs down. He had no idea. We had no idea. He said, hey, are you sure that's legit? I said, I know my gut feeling and I trust my instinct. So my
Yes.
gut feeling is telling me this is it. This is something that I've been praying for. And I know this didn't come by accident.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so he was skeptical, but he supported me in the background. So he said, go
Wow.
ahead with it because you don't have anything to do at home. While I'm at work, you can check it out more and do more research. So he just didn't want me to get, scammed or so
Yeah.
he was just being careful, although he was supportive. That he,
That's good.
because I had a lot of time to check it out at home while
Yeah.
being with my baby. So I believe he put the trust in me as well after.
Nice.
I kept talking about it every day because I was just super excited to find
Yes.
this amazing business. So he was like, "Okay, I'll go with you, whatever you say." And the energy, when you put your energy to it and the excitement, what,
Yes.
yeah, what can you lose?
So good, so good. I love that because in our community, when the ladies or the wives they're posting their big checks, they're like, "Look at my one skeptical husband. He is excited to go to the mailbox."
I know. I still remember getting that first pay, 2 weeks
Yes.
on building this business. And he was the first one to, "Hey, are you sure you got paid?" I said, "I got paid." I was like, running around and I was showing everyone, even my children. I was like, "Hey, I got paid in my business." And they were like,
Huh?
"What is she on about?" I said, "As long as I just get the first pay, I know I will keep."
Getting
Yes.
more. You're right. That's when it hit me as well because again, you started, but you're still kind of skeptical,
Yeah.
but when I got my first payday, I did my happy dance. I'm like, yes, this is real after all. you know so that's so so awesome, and I love the fact that your husband, though he was kind of concerned, he doesn't want his wife to be scammed, he still said, "Honey, what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
Go ahead and just be careful." I love that. That is so good. Another question here: how did you make the transition financially, from that steady paycheck to the business income? How did you make that transition?
That's a really good question. So I actually love my business because I get paid every other day.
Ah,
Unlike in my paycheck, I have to wait 2 weeks. that's
yep.
that's something that really drove me to keep, working hard on my business. Because
Yes.
I was super excited. Every other day I get paid, and I'm like, hang on, if I had, oh my gosh, just leave the 9 to 5 grind and
Yes.
concentrate on this business. And that's something last year, that was something that I started forgetting that I was even getting a paycheck from my 9 to 5 grind.
Wow.
'Cause yeah, that is when the thought came really, and the
Mhm.
drive came really big to, okay, I have to make a bold decision and to sleep that 9 to 5 grand. I see that I could actually put that time into my business
Mhm.
instead of, time is very crucial.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the one thing. That's our asset. That's the most precious commodity
yeah,
is our time, right? And at times we trade it for money, and not just money, but building someone else's dream when we could be building our own. I'm going to ask you this question. If you could give one piece of advice to someone thinking about starting their own online business using our system, what would it be?
thank you for that. Okay, I would say for those that are tuning in and will be watching this replay, that you don't achieve any big dreams with a 9 to 5 grind. No, unless if you are so caught up in your 9 to 5 grind, you will work until you retire, and that's 67 or 70. For some of us, we see the potential of this business, and so many have achieved and quit their job in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, and enjoying life, quality time back with their loved ones. Family is important to us.
Yes,
Motherhood is important to us.
yes,
Creating memories with our family is very, very important because life is too short.
very short.
And if you'll be caught up at work and something happens to you, it will be too late. And I also want to encourage those that are depending on a paycheck, start a side hustle,
Yes,
especially online, because our business works on an automated system where it allows you to keep working,
Mhm.
but at the same time build something on the side. And
Yes.
this will be the business that will retire you young, like we did. Because
Wow.
I built it 4 years ago, and in my mind is I don't want to work until I'm 67. I want to retire young
Yes.
so that I can spend more time with my boys because sooner or later they'll be leaving home and they'll be adults. They'll be starting their own family. I want them to remember me. I want them to build those, memories together with them
Yes.
and those experiences and also be there for them, especially as they're working towards adulthood. It's the
Yeah.
most crucial time that they need our support, they need our time, they need, a piece of advice or just someone to listen to, sit
Yes.
down to them and talk because this is their discovery moment and correct them in whatever they do. So, to any parents out there, if you have children and you are not making time for them, I encourage you to build this
Yes.
because this can allow you to spend quality time back with them. Also, you have to look after yourself. A lot of stress, I tell you, since I left my job, I now sleep well. I now, most importantly, my husband and I, we care about ourselves, self care.
Yes.
Looking after our health, looking after our body, eating, sleeping well, eating well.
Yes.
Physical and mental exercise is really, really good. And I feel so good and
Hmm.
more energetic than when I was in a 9 to 5 grind and trying to run this business.
Makes
So
sense.
I love this. You guys too can enjoy this. It's worth it. It's worth checking out.
I totally agree. Thank you so much for that. And I kind of bring something unique to the table here because along with my online business, I decided to open a brick and mortar business, right? A traditional business. And I can tell you, OMG, the difference between the online business, it because we have the system, we don't have to worry about carrying inventory. We don't
Yeah,
have to worry about the overhead. We don't have to worry about staff, right? So for me, I have the two business, and I can honestly say to everyone here that the online business is the way to go. And
yeah,
when you are plugged in into a system like ours, where you have the mentorship, in fact, I was researching about the 149 that we pay. And the
yeah,
fact that we get our own funnel, our click funnel. Do you
yeah.
know that a click funnel costs 300 up to 3,000 per
Mm,
year?
yeah,
That's just for the click funnel. Let's
yeah,
not think about the email thing that comes after that. So you're looking at about $75,000 per year.
yeah, yeah,
In
yes.
my traditional business, and I want to do the same thing, someone is saying, okay, easily, I could do it for you for $7,500. And I'm like,
No,
no,
our system is free. It's free to use. You
it's
can
totally
utilize it. It's
exactly.
been built.
Yes. And there's no monthly membership fee. So
No,
I'm saying, guys, and we even have made it even more easier, Albertha. We offer
I
20
know.
minutes webinar.
We are so fortunate. We're so
We are
fortunate with
so
this.
fortunate.
Yeah.
So, my desire as we wrap up here, guys, and just look beyond the fear. And really, you have nothing to lose because we're giving you a free webinar. And with the 149 you pay, you get 30 days risk free money back guarantee. That will allow you to come into our private community, review everything intently, and then make an informed decision if this is the right business for you. Even if you do not have any experience in the online space or marketing, or you're not tech savvy, it doesn't matter.
The
People as
training is
young as
super easy.
yeah, because people as young as 17, Alberta, is in
Yep.
our community to as old as 80 something. So really there's no excuse. So I want to say to you guys that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have our webinar. It is live and it is free. No gimmick, no trick. We're telling you the truth. And I am 1 month retiree from a 9 to 5.
Wow. Same as I. In Australia, our corner it's on a Wednesday and a Friday because we are
Yes,
day ahead of Canada.
I know. Right, but I want to say, Alberta, thank you so much. And let me tell you, honestly, this is our first time connecting, but you are warm, you're encouraging. I watch your posts in our community, and you always have something positive to say. And I really appreciate you saying yes to me and being a part of Over the Hump. Why did you quit your full time job? Episode 1.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you to have me here.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And listen, go visit Alberta's page or visit mine. Ask us questions. We're here to answer. At the end of the day, we want you to come out of skepticism and move into the next level. Because our 9 to 5, though we see it as secure paycheck, it's not really secure
Right.
because with any shift, you will be shift out. It doesn't matter what you do, you are still not the most valued. I'm sorry to break the bad news, but it's the truth. It
It's the truth.
is
The
the
truth
truth.
has to be said. And even I don't know how to say it, but I the moment you own your own business, there's a different feeling when you go to a 9 to 5 grind. It's and especially online where there's no overhead cost, no rent to worry about paying. You just have your office anywhere and everywhere you go. It's on your phone, on your laptop. What have you got to lose? You can travel home with this
Yes,
and still access the community, the training, the automated system. And I don't know where else can you get this?
exactly.
Where else? Which business offers this?
Yeah,
I've researched and there's nothing.
nothing.
We
Trust
had to
me.
pay extra for training. We had to pay extra monthly for the automated system, where else here is free for
Free
life.
for life. It was just the 149 that got us through, and we're growing our business. And before I wrap up, because we have our weekly mastermind where
Yes,
business
happening
owners,
right
we
now.
learn from everyone and we grow. I want to just say to you guys, it is 100% legal. It's a legitimate business, and it doesn't matter where you are around the world, you can do this business. Are you coachable? Are you tired? Because I heard something, people who are frustrated enough with their situation are the ones willing to make us the change. So, my question to you before we wrap up, how frustrated are you about where you are right now? Think about it and let's connect with either Albert or myself. Thank you so much for your time and have a
Thank you.
wonderful day. All right,
See you
bye
in the
now.
Millionaire Mastermind.
Bye.